Today we're reinstalling these lovely signs I painted for the bookshop. We had to take them off because they got really wet. We had such bad weather the first few weeks. So we've given them a nice new coat varnish, both sides this time, and they're being screwed back on today. There we are. Also, a very exciting announcement. A friend of mine found an interesting website online called thelittlefreelibrary.org, which is a catalogue of hundreds of libraries all over the world, a lot of them in America. First time I searched, I couldn't find any in the UK, and I realised I was using the search engine wrong. But I've now discovered there's actually hundreds of libraries around London. So you have to order a sign. So we ordered a sign, and we are library number, I'm not sure what that is. Well, it's
110.
8513. So before we put this sign on, let me just tell you a bit about how we got to this amazing number here. 1,535 books so far have been rehomed. So we started this Quarantine Bookshop during the first lockdown in April 2020, and we started with a few little shelves outside the house, which we had to take in and out every single day. From a small cardboard box, we quickly progressed to this little shelving unit, which I built completely out of scrap wood, and I added some legs to it because it was a bit too low to the ground for people to use properly. And we put out some CDs as well. We also put out some board games, and I started putting out daily a teddy bear, which was really popular with the local kids. And these were items that we would have originally put out for something called Shoebox for a Child, which we usually do at Christmas. And we kept account of what had gone daily, and to keep track of this, we made, right at the beginning of lockdown here, is our number counting sign. So basically, originally we had 3 numbers here, and then when we hit 1,000, I screwed an extra number on the edge. So it was a bit wobbly actually. I think this sign has done really well because it's not varnished. So it's going to at some point it's going to have to be replaced. And you can see here that we slide them out and we just change the number. So that's how we keep track. And every day we take a photograph in the morning and in the evening, and then we count up the titles that have gone. Unfortunately, there was a small incident when a man in a white van drove up with a screech on the curb and ran off with 76 books. Now, it's not a theft because obviously their books are free. He could have just asked us if he wanted them, but obviously he did consider it a theft, otherwise he wouldn't have done it in quite the manner he did. We actually posted it on Facebook, and we got a huge number of comments, 77 odd comments. You can see there the bookshelf devastated with all the books missing, and we made a sign there, take a book, share a book, but please don't take them all, because we thought it was a bit cheeky for him to take that many for himself. And as a result, we got huge numbers of donations after that. It was a bit of a shock at the time, but that was actually only the very beginning of this journey. We were on less than 400 books at that point, and at this point we were bringing in and out of the house every day 2 shelves and 2 signs. And then on the rainy days we had a rainy sign to say that the bookshop would be back on the next day. I made a lovely rain cover for the first bookshelf, which was a piece of plastic which flapped down to cover the books, and then we made a large rain cover for the bigger shelf. And we were getting into the autumn now, and it was a bit rainy. We kept going all the way to the end of the summer when we hit 1,060 books. After Christmas, we were still getting lots of feedback about how much people had loved the bookshop. So we decided to bring it back. And I did a bit of research, and I found that the best option was for us to build a box which would specially house the books, and it would be outside our house 24 hours a day, so people could browse anytime they liked. So this was actually made by my dad, and I varnished it and helped him felt the roof, and then I painted a couple of signs, which I'll show at the end of this documentary in more detail. Right, so we've got this lovely little piece of wood here that my dad's made, and the sign goes on top of that. Actually, it's the wrong way up, it's this way up. And that's going to go just here with the sign on, like that. And we're going to be putting that on in a second. And you can actually search our library on this map, on littlefreelibrary.org, and we've put there a piece of text, which is the story of the library and how it started. Now what we've also had is a very interesting mysterious donator of some knitted animals. So the first ones that appeared were these worms, knitted worms, and I'll show you some pictures now of those worms. And after that we've also had cacti, hearts, and what else was there? Something else as well. What was the other thing?
Mice.
Oh yes, mice. We've had several batches of mice come through, and actually I need to update this list. I'm going to update it and put all the different pictures of all the animals that have appeared on this pillar. So what people may not realise is actually we've got a double layer of books here at the back. So any regulars to the bookshop who don't know that there's a double layer, it's always worth checking behind here, because we have a double layer, and there's a double layer throughout the whole bookshop. Now another thing that we've brought in is these lovely little bookmarks, which we handmade. So the top here is a little sketch I did of the bookshop, and we started putting these bookmarks in the bookshop when we reopened it with this new cabinet. And that was the time we hit 1,060 books. And at the bottom here there is a little sneaky advert for my other documentary, which is on this channel. So just to show you both of the signs that we have here. So we've got Belle from Beauty and the Beast reading there, and we've got Paddington Bear, and then this is the sign. So there's no need to leave a book, but a lot of people do leave us books, which is wonderful. And also, although we have now joined the Little Free Library scheme, we are not a library. People are well welcome to keep their books permanently and not bring them back, which is lovely. And on the other side, we have the same text again. And then we've got The Cat in the Hat from Dr. Seuss. And we've got Winnie the Pooh there, reading with Kangaroo. Well, I know the documentary is over, but this morning we had a brand new donation of some more lovely little flowers from a local knitter, and they've even got a dragon at the bottom there, St. David's Day 2021. So this is lovely. I had to share it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story of the Quarantine Bookshop. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more mini documentaries and other short films coming soon.